Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
For years, I would use just a computer on my home network as a file server and just share files through it, or just share files in general throughout all the computers on my home network. But then as NAS prices started to drop, NAS, network attached storage devices, that would be enclosures with hard drives inside them that could be accessible anywhere on the network. As prices started to come down, they became a bit more practical for me to use on the home network, and without having to relegate any one particular computer to act as that centralized file server. Now, some of you guys may be using a Windows Home Server or something like that. Maybe you're using a Linux box to serve up your files. You may think about getting a NAS server or a NAS device, whether it's considered a server or not. And one option for you is potentially found with Synology. That's SYNOLOGY. And I've got a box here in which it sits the DiskStation DS207 Plus. And they claim that it is a ultra high performance. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know, in comparison to, other network attached storage devices. I'm not exactly sure how they've measured that or decided to measure that or state that. But it is a NAS server. Get this. RAID 1 and 0 support right out of the box. They've got a design that keeps the drives cool and it keeps the whole unit quiet. Active Directory support, encrypted network backup, encrypted FTP, remote file management within a web browser. Thank you so much. You can even do website hosting right here. It is a server with support for MySQL and PHP. Which is kind of neat if you're into that, if you wanted to do that. You can access it, let's see here. Well, you can access it anywhere on your network, FTP, Active Directory, let's see here, encrypted, blah, 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 got all that stuff done. It's also got support, well, hell, let's just unbox it, Well, that was easy. It's not like I'd done that before. I'll get back to the box in a second. The front is quite interesting. You've got a variety of lights that would indicate power status as well as independent disk status. Then right below those lights, you have a USB port, but not any old USB port. If I plugged in a removable media, USB stick, and then pressed this button right next to the port, it would copy the items from this to the hard drive. So anything that you attach by USB and press the button to, it'll suck all that data off, put it on the hard drive. Just think about what you can do with that. Think about that. Think about how easy that is. And then it's on your network. It's in this thing. Then right here below it, they decided to put an eSATA port, which of course external SATA drives, and I have one of those that I've never really attached anywhere on my network because I don't really have any eSATA ports. I'd have to get another adapter to connect to my Mac Pro, and of course a lot of the Macs, most of the Macs, well, all the Macs really don't have that support out of the box, at least through external means. eSATA, to be able to plug in an eSATA cable with a drive. So that's kind of nice. I don't know why they put it up front necessarily, but I'm glad that they put it there. And then on the back, you've got the fan. You've got a couple of USB 2.0 ports in which you could plug like a printer, or another device. And you've got your gigabit Ethernet, and then of course power. And this thing is jam-packed with features. In fact, when I first heard about these guys through a friend, I was just like, wow, these guys are here in Seattle? How come I've never really heard of them? I mean, where's the buzz? And I said, am I the only one that hasn't heard of these guys? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, I'm not really like a NAS fanatic or anything. I mean, when you buy a network attached storage device, if it's working, it's working, but you want to do your research. And for me, it's all about user-friendly features, support for both Windows and a Mac, as much web accessibility as possible. I mean, in terms of being able to access this stuff directly from the web, whether it's the web browser on my home network or from outside my own home network. And so I was happy to hear Synology, being a Seattle area company, as well as having a variety of products that could, serve your needs or serve your files. This is the DS207 Plus, but they also have a DS107, which, think about it, 2 hard drives. The 107 only supports 1 hard drive. Sounds good to me. The DS207 Plus runs for right around $350, but I believe you may be able to get it for a little less than that, especially if you shop around for a coupon. I think running here on the side of the box. You can't read the writing, and even sitting inches away from it, I can barely read the writing. They've got a nice little map. They say, hey, you can plug in USB speakers to this thing, a USB printer, a digital media adapter. There's potentially a remote. You can plug it into a wireless router. You can plug it into a TV set with a digital media adapter, so you can run all your data through here. In fact, it may even support some network cameras. How's that? On the side of the box, they state very clearly its specs, and we've kind of already run through a few of them. Networking, CIFS, AFP, yay! And then, of course, FTP. I believe it also supports Samba. That kind of goes without saying. ADS and NT4 support, if you're into that. It's got FTP over SSL or TLS, HTTPS, FTP auto blocking uninvited IPs. The file system, it'll support ext3, Go Linux, FAT, or NTFS. So there you go, Samba for Mac users. Applications, it's got PhotoStation 2 with video, PHP MySQL Web Station, Download Station, UPnP Multimedia Server, iTunes Server, File Station, Audio Station, and the software, the installer comes on a disk here. And they say that the installer works with both Windows or Mac, so I just got to assume that's true. The software's got to run on here somewhere, so I'm assuming most of it will be running directly through the web browser. Web-based management, web-based download manager, disk hibernation, user quota, neat, system temperature display. There's a firmware upgrade that's, I guess, easily done. I haven't upgraded to the firmware, haven't needed to. Email alert message, neat. An editable HTTP error message, so when your users run into it. Now, of course, that would just be either me, Ponzi, Wicket, or Pixie, and since Wicket and Pixie are dogs, they're likely never to see it. I'm likely never to edit it. UPS over USB 2.0 port, FTP bandwidth control, and this is where it gets cool. Port range setup for FTP and BitTorrent download. I don't know what that means. I don't know, but I can tell you this. This is the first box I've ever seen on my desk, certainly, that's hardware inside that has BitTorrent written on the side of the box. So if you want to download, your favorite Linux distribution legally, you can. And there you go. So now it's got support for it. I've already mentioned the one-touch USB copy, which is very cool. Local backup to an external disk. You can plug it in, like the eSATA and whatnot. The utilities, it's got a variety of software. Supported clients, it says Windows 98 onward, Mac OS 9 onward, but of course if you're a Linux freak, you've probably already hacked this thing and you don't even own it. So there you go. The Synology 207 Plus is now going to be a part of my home network and serving up my files, and I think it's very quickly, because of the software and the web-based support, going to replace my current NAS device, and that would be something from Seagate. Sorry, Seagate. You're going to have to, get gutted. I may keep you around for a little while, but I may gut you, take out those hard drives, and put you in another Synology. I'm just saying. No hard feelings and everything, but I got to go with the features. And I got to support as many local companies as I can. I don't know. I read it in a book somewhere. Go local. What is it called? Or maybe that was about food. Well, food, hardware. What's the difference? NUMMI attached storage. Is that what N stands for? My email address is chris@Pirillo.com. Maybe you know of another cool local Seattle area company that's doing neat things in the world of technology. Feel free to pass along the resource. I don't care where you're from, what you're doing. If it's interesting, let me know. You're also welcome to stop by the chat room. That's the people down here. Well, they're not real. They're real people, but I'm saying these are their handles. That guy's name is not really Fiber. Although, kind of wonder, Mango Spork, that is his real name, just so you know. Anyway, the chat room's streaming in conjunction with this live video feed that's also streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're typically talking tech at live.Pirillo.com. We'll see you later.